I'm out with the Signum. I have a deeper sounding target, and I came across it using mix mode actually. RT or STL RT. I'm in turbo. Notice the 5 to the left there? That's the RT side, and the ST side is at 10, and my gain is at 7. I want you to hear what it sounds like. So now you're starting to hear the beginning of a target, and then I'm right over it now. Now compare that. Let me just turn it off, the RT side. Coming to the target, starting to hit it. The interesting thing is when you go through a spot with lots of targets, it is quieter to have the RT side off, but you're getting so much information, like on the width and size of the target, and like little bits of iron where you can dig a little bit deeper. So even though I like a quieter hunt, I'm starting to see the value in running the RT side. So I'm switching between it, comparing targets. Anyway, let's whoops. Okay, sure, bottle cap check, S mode. Let me put the RT back on so you can hear how that sounds. See, notice this is STL RT, so that threshold cuts out right as the target beeps. Okay, now we'll go into program 2. This is with the recovery set to 3, MM mode. Got to be careful. It's a totally different signal. It really clips it. Let's see with the bottle cap check. Still hitting it. Notice the intensity. This is probably something really small or deeper. You can see how small it is actually just by doing a pinpoint. It's soft. So that's not something small. Something small, when you pinpoint it, it would just go vroom. It would come right up really quick, like a small target. This is softer. And just to show you how to see a shallower coin if you're learning, put pinpoint on. See, it's immediate, nothing soft. And that's with the sensitivity on 3 of 5. Okay, so going to program 3, polyphonic. Now that's without an RT side. If I put the RT onto 5, let's hear that. Notice it cuts out the threshold right when it beeps. Okay, program 4. This is just an RT side, a sort of a more pure sound, unfiltered. I'm doing the corner of the edge of the coil. I wouldn't say that's a metal sound, so I'm not thinking this is iron. Okay, going back to program 1 in turbo. Looks good. And let's play with the sensitivity. Let's see if it picks it up at 5. Let's cut the RT off. Just see the ST side, the beep. Barely. And one other thing I like to check, because I'm trying to find the perfect settings here. Gain is at 7. 7/8 seems to be the borderline for deeper targets in my ground. Let's put it at 5 and see how things go now. So if you're hunting, you're probably just going to walk right over that. Let's turn the sensitivity up to 7 with the gain at 5. It's still at the range where the iron might grunt sometimes. 8. Mostly hitting right there at 8. So I usually run it at 10 if I can. Yeah, see, then there's no grunts. It's solid signal. Okay, so pinpoint. Nice soft. Okay, let's see what this is. So I already see something right here. It looks like a chain. It looks silver just because it's so, like, there's no rust marks on it or anything. Yeah, I think that's a silver chain. A little bit of weight to it. Yeah, I think that's a silver chain. Let's check the ID of it. Interesting, considering I still needed some power to get it. It was only about 5 or 6 inches down there. So let's see the ID out of the ground. Which this isn't the proper way to check it, to be honest. Okay, now I'll put the plug back in and lay it on the plug, basically the way I found it. And actually, it was a bit more spread out. Let me spread it out a bit more, see how that changes. Yeah, totally different now. Typical of a chain, it's, not really cylindrical. Anyway, that was sort of an interesting experiment there.